All right, let's get it together. All right, we should be good right there. Angle. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, we live. All right. My heart gets weak. No. Right, let's get this internet straightened first before anything. Oh snap! My mic. My mic sound nice. Check one. My mic sound nice. Check two. Who know who that is? Are you ready? You gotta be old school in the game to know who that is. All right, let me see. Mm-hmm. All right, there's one. There's two. Oh, before I even start talking about anything, someone had mentioned to me about not getting notifications. Make sure that you are subscribed to the YouTube channel for like first and foremost, and also make sure that you have the notifications turned on. I've come to find out that some people are not subscribed, so you don't get notifications automatically if you're not subscribed. So you have to be subscribed in order to get notifications for when I go live more frequently than not. And not to say that you'll get them every time, because you don't get them every time, but you're more likely to get them if you are subscribed to the channel and if you have the notifications turned on. Okie doke. So that's just a word to the wise. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Bed's starting to itch already. Already, man. My head grow back way too fast, man. Sheesh. All right, I got two up. I need one more. Alarm is working. That's a beautiful thing. We can turn that volume up. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it going. All right, so let me get to the chat real quick, and then we'll start jibber jabbering. Yep, we good. We are good. All right. Hello, everybody. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button, please. Also, let me do a quick roll call. See who's in here. J. Carly's in the building. Number one stunner. Adori is in the building. Sir Charles. Hassan, what's good? Melanie, what's happening? Matthew's in the building. Peleus is in the building. Peleus, you sick? You said that you're sick. Should you be looking at the markets? I don't even understand that question. I would say if you're sick, you should be laying down and resting. I will say that much. I see Ed in the building also. Adele is here. Stacy's here. The One Genesis Project, what's going on? And Jelani is here. Yeah, fuzzy wuzzy like a bear. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so no, with the stimulus, I believe, is a one-time payment, but I've also heard that it was monthly, so I don't know which one it is, to be honest with you. I don't know. But any money that you would receive from the establishment, the government, I would say is going to be a tricky situation. So that's actually something very good to talk about. It's very interesting to talk about. Very good dialogue, I believe. So that's why I named the title for the live stream that. Lamar, what's going on? All right, so I got my charts up, my timer set. I'm good to go, man. I'm good to go. Do we have to pay taxes on it? You bet your bottom dollar you're gonna have to pay taxes on it. Put it like this: the government is not giving you anything. Whatever stimulus that they're saying that they're giving up, you're gonna pay it back one way or the other. Period. You know that, right? Like, you know, they just don't give you no money. They're going to get that back. They're going to get that back without a doubt. It's good coffee today. Very good. Not too sweet. Record week last week. Market is in a given mood. How'd you do last week? Oh, was last week the same week when you came on and said how you did? Or was last week a new week? I don't remember if that was last week or the week before that. I forgot. Hassan says, we're not going to receive a dime. The damn politicians can agree, even in a national crisis. Besides, that money basically amounts to a high interest loan that will have to be paid back. You already know how that goes. They just print the money and dish it out. But they already got a plan to get it back, you know, in excess of what they gave out anyway. They're going to get it all back. Period. Anytime they say stimulus, what they're saying is that they want you to go and spend that money, and the money comes back to them indirectly anyway. All it is it's the perspective of a boost that they're given so that they can say, hey, we helped everybody out in 2020. Remember that? Just like I think they had a stimulus in 2008. Am I right? Don't they still claim credit for that? Oh, you remember the stimulus back in 2008? They handed down our 30-day stay-at-home order today, 30 days. Wow. Walker said, free money. Thank the almighty government for their heartfelt generosity. Stacey said they're going to give you the paper to write on. Don't forget you owe us. Free phones and $4 trillion of QE. Yeah, but it's interesting. It is interesting to see what they are attempting to do to further confuse the hell out of everybody and make people think that things are what they're not. I'm always curious to see what they do next. So I got my popcorn and I'm just watching. So, and just some interesting information, because I actually looked up to try to get some details on it. And I did find some information about it. So I'm going to read some of it. So what they're saying that they're doing, the bill is estimated to be up to 1.8 trillion for money going to businesses, corporations, and directly into the pockets of Americans. The Republicans' bill has four main components. Direct payment to most Americans, $350 billion in loans for small businesses that may be forgiven if firms use them to keep workers on payroll. This explains a lot already. That already explains a lot about why some businesses are open and some are not. $500 billion in aid for hard-hit industries and states, and $50 billion for the airlines. And an increase in payments to the healthcare sector. What does that even mean? When will this get done? Talk stalled in the Senate on Sunday. Democrats are worried that the bailout gives too little to protection to workers. It fails to put enough restrictions on how businesses that take the money spend the funds. Interesting. And that Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, I don't know how to pronounce his name, will have too much control over $100 billion in payments. Funds they fear could be used to favor friends of the administration. Okay, so try to make sense out of all of that shit. It makes no sense still. Will there be corporate bailouts? Nah, I don't want to read that. There was something else I had wanted to read. There was something specific I wanted to read. It was about the 1200. Oh, here it goes. Here it is. So check this out. This is what they're saying. The Republicans plan to divvy out checks has been criticized for screwing over low-income earners. Those who earn more than $2,500 will get at minimum $600. As taxable income increases, so will the amount of the check until it reaches $75,000. So I'm assuming that they're saying as taxable income increases, the amount of the check increases until the taxable income reaches $75,000. That's the only way that that would make sense. And then they're saying at that point, the amount decreases until it reaches $99,000, at which point a person gets nothing. That means a person whose taxable income is $75,000 will end up getting a larger check than someone who makes $30,000. So this is how they're breaking down that stimulus. Basically, if you have taxable income of $75,000, you're going to end up with a larger check than somebody who makes less. In other words, you'll end up getting more than somebody who actually needs it more than you do. Does that sound new? This is your tax dollars at work within the political system. Unbelievable. Let me see. Nah, it's not beer. It damn sure ain't no Corona if it was. It would not be Corona beer. Walker said, helicopter money, desperate attempt to sustain an unsustainable system. You know, Walker, I've been giving more thought to that. The fact that it's an unsustainable system. And you know what? I'm gonna stop saying that. Because the system is sustainable. It's just not sustainable the way that we perceive it to be sustainable. It's sustaining itself. They have unlimited money printing capability. This is what Greenspan said this back in whatever year that was, when the same year he said irrational exuberance, whatever year that was. It seemed like that was in the 90s, or maybe it was after that. But whatever year that was, he literally said that the government has the ability to control inflation because it has unlimited money printing capability. He said that. Yo, they gangsters, man. Now, mind you, Greenspan was not a government official. Greenspan was the chairman of the Fed, the Federal Reserve Board. Understand that the Federal Reserve Board is not the government. They are a private corporation. Let's get that clear first and foremost. He said it. He didn't even give a shit. He said, yo, don't talk to us about inflation, because you got the ability to print money out your ass as much as you want. How much you want? How much you need? Throw me a number. What y'all need? Oh, you need 10 trillion? All right, we got you. Shit. It's amazing, man. All right. I'm not doing that. Let me turn on the AC a little bit. It's hot. Turn on the air conditioner. Turn my vents on. Yeah, we're going to put a little bit of AC on. All right. So, does that include the businesses that some of these senators and representatives own too? I would say, of course. Of course. Genesis, he's the guru. Learn from the best is my motto. Learn from the best. Yeah. Oh yeah. You're definitely gonna learn a lot being around this, my man. Corporate bailouts are next, along with SBA loans. Genesis said the businesses will get the money and the one that don't make much will get screwed. Ramon, if you make 75K or less, you'll get something, in other words. Yeah. But I think you get the most between 75 and 99. You get the biggest check if you fall in that range. If you over 100, you get nothing. Adele, you talking shit? You know I'm gonna tear you up in Pac-Man, please. I'm gonna tear you up. Merciless. Business owner will profit with forgiveness and the workers making less. Yeah, shocking. What's up, Melanie? Melanie says, and that's how the poor stay poor. Man, we could have a live stream just about that. The poor staying poor is a mentality. The poor don't stay poor because of what the government does. The government feeds the mentality. Oh shit. Let me stop. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm sorry. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Jesus. Y'all summoning up the red man now. I'm trying to chill, drink my coffee. I'm minding my business. And y'all want to bring the rant man into the building. Oh shit. Rant man puts his coffee down. Rant man adjusts his seat. Rant man scratches his bed. Yeah, that shit is funny. That should be like a little mini movie. Be like the adventures of Rant Man. And he does everything in order, like how Superman goes in the booth and changes into Superman. That's funny. But y'all know it. Yep, the poor stay poor because of the mindset, without a doubt. And what did Walker just say? 90% of the convos I've had since this market went down with these petrified retirees is about mindset and understanding their investment decisions. Right. Exactly. Yep. Lamar said poor because of lack of knowledge. And they stay poor because they don't have the knowledge to know they need to gain the knowledge to not be poor. So they stuck in a loop. They get deep. It gets deep. It's unfortunate that the poor mindset is a spiral and it's an abyss. It's like you can just keep getting worse within the mindset and within the framework of thought process as a poor person. Because poor is mentality first. It's mentality first. You might have inherited the mentality. Oh shit. How many times you hear people say, yo, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth? All right now. Lamar, so can you blame the poor? Interesting question. Interesting question. Genesis said, drop the mic on the infinite loop. I like that. Matthew, lack of knowledge doesn't mean knowledge isn't available. Here we go. Walker, same reason why one loses in the market is the reason why one stays poor. We already there. We ain't even need the rent man. We're there already. TA Nuggets. Shit. TA Nuggets. Let me look at this market real quick. Hold on. Oh, my time is off. I'm wondering why this thing is going off. It's just totally off. That's why. Shawnee, I made 78,000 between my 2 jobs last year. If I get that check, that shit going into NADEX for a personal challenge. Be on some 30 for 30 or 40 for 40 shit. He said, otherwise, fuck those checks. Walker, poor mindset equals poor habits, which equals poor circumstance. Yep. Ben Z, well, there is a difference between poor and unfortunate, but both get classified as the same. Absolutely. We not like, and let me just be clear. When I say poor, I'm not making reference to people that are in unfortunate circumstances. Because people that are poor are people that choose to remain poor. Poor is a decision. It's a choice. I don't give a shit if you were born into a circumstance. I was born. If I look at myself and I say, yo, I grew up poor. Over time, I stopped saying that. Because when you say poor, what are you making reference to? This is me. Like right now, I'm talking about myself. Personally, I stopped saying I grew up poor. And if I say it jokingly so people understand the circumstance that I was born out of. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference. So when I say I grew up poor, what I'm making reference to is the fact that, yeah, my family, we ain't have money. We didn't have money like that. People we was around ain't have money. We was broke people around other broke people, but we were rich because we had so many other things that made life enjoyable to help us forget that we was broke. Does that make sense? That's how I grew up. I grew up around mad poor people. Everybody was poor. First of all, if you rock with government cheese, you was poor. We used to rock with government cheese. Like, we know about all of that. Powdered, remember the powdered milk? Remember the butter that they used to come in the box? Food stamps. And I'm talking about when food stamps was food stamps, not on the EBT card. It was stamps in a book. And you had to bring it to the cashier, and they had to rip it out the book. And you couldn't have ripped it already, otherwise it would invalidate the food stamp. I'm talking about those food stamps. That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, I came from that. But so what? And you understand what I'm saying? So again, poor. It's a mindset. Now, mind you, I've been around galore of people that decided they wanted to remain in that mindset, in that way of thinking, and in that environment. They wanted to stay like that. And some of them to this day, they still rock the same way. Still living, and I'm not even going to say because of where they live, but they choose to remain where they live because the mentality exists abundantly where they live. They want to stay in the same way of thinking. Hood thinking. So if that's how you choose to stay, that's a choice that you made. That's your choice. Oh, nah, well, I I couldn't do this because I didn't have the opportunities. That's a lie. If you don't have opportunities, you make one. When I was 12 years old and started reading about finances, I could have been like, well, I don't have opportunities to learn about the stock market. They don't teach that in my school. I can't watch the financial channels on cable because we don't have cable. I could have made a bunch of excuses. What did I do? Went to the fucking library. I used to go to the library for hours. Because this was back when you actually had, if you wanted to take books out of the library, you needed a library card and you couldn't owe money on the card. So everybody I knew owed money on their card. I could never take nothing out. So I had to sit in the library for hours and do research and read and absorb information. That's how I taught myself the stock market and the financial markets, starting at age 12. Instead of making excuses why I couldn't do it. I ain't have the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Now, mind you, this is a poor young black kid sitting in the library trying to learn about finances. What are you doing? And if somebody from the outside looking at that would have saw me doing that, they'd be like, what are you doing? Like, you ain't gonna learn about that shit. So I didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell nobody. I just did it every day at the library. Everybody else want to hang out and do shit. I used to do that a little bit, but most of my time was spent at the library because I knew that's what I wanted to learn. Mind you, I'm 12. I'm like in the 7th or the 8th grade. And I already decided, I'm like, nah, there's people getting money in these markets. I'm going to figure this shit out one way or another. And just started reading magazines, free magazines in the library. So that's why, and see, and like, look at today though. Then you compare that to today. Look at what these kids have now. They got Google. So don't say you don't have opportunity to do shit when you have Google. When I came up, you had to go to the library. Wasn't no internet. The internet did not exist. They barely had computers. I remember when we first had computers. We was like, oh shit, look, you can have a computer in the house? Come on, man. So it ain't no excuse. That poor mentality shit is a choice. Anyway. As I used to mix it with cocoa powder. Yep. Used to make Quick and all of that with it. Remember Quick? Who remembers Strawberry Quick? Nestle Quick. Remember that? It was in a canister and it was a powder. Come on, man. Yo, if you don't know about Quick and Spam, you wasn't really poor. We was poor. So you had poor and then you had poor. But again, when I say that, I'm saying it jokingly just to let you know to what degree the level of brokenness existed. You know what I'm saying? But we wasn't poor like that. Not in here. I always knew in here that I was going to go out and do something. And once I figured out what I like, that's what I started to focus on. And that's the same thing that applies regardless of what you're doing. You might decide, all right, well, I like making cookies. Well, make some fucking cookies. Learn how to make the best cookies ever. I knew people in the projects used to be making pies. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You had them country grandmothers that used to make pies in the projects. Come on, man. And you telling me that you can't create an opportunity for yourself? And I'm talking about like people that came from down south with no education. My father had a 3rd grade education. 3rd grade. When he was young, he had to leave school to pick cotton. See, I could take y'all there. My father had to leave school to pick cotton to support the family. Literally had to leave school in the 3rd grade. He figured it out. He managed. So that's why, a lot of times when I be talking about like kids today and like people today, I'm like, yo, like people are soft. People are soft as shit today. Like, you don't really know about no struggling for real. Yeah, we used to do that. Hell yeah. Hot milk. We used to warm up milk and just put sugar in it. Warm it up, put some sugar in it. Warm, sweet milk. Come on, damn it. Shit. Oh, you used to put the cornflakes in it? Oh, that was, yeah, man. Now you talking. Now you talking. Improvise. Shit. Sugar water. We ain't even gonna go there. Please. Syrup sandwiches. I never did that though. I didn't do syrup sandwiches and mayonnaise sandwich. I didn't do that. But I did sugar toast. I did that. Oh, snap. Yup, straight hustlers, Ikari. Yup. Walker says spam is actually pretty delicious. Yo, do y'all know what spam stands for? Let me see who really know what spam stands for, like the word. Where they get the word from? Let me see if y'all know. Lamar said we can't judge people's circumstances by just being disabled or being a child. Many adults can have issues too, out of their control. Absolutely. Yeah, and those, see, like this dialogue, I'm not even making reference to those people. Absolutely not. I'm talking specifically about people with the mindset, with people with the ability to make a decision that they don't want to be that way. Yes, borrowing sugar from your neighbor. Hell yes. Yo, he said nothing better than the hero bread with mayo with ketchup. Damn, Edward, you was poor. Shit. He said special American processed meat. Same poor ass meat. No, but you know what spam stands for? Spiced ham. You ain't know that, right? Spam. Spiced ham. Spam. That's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be spiced ham. See, y'all all learned something today. Oh shit. Yeah, they know that, huh? Uh-huh. Adele said she knew. Ramon said that thing is spiced. I don't even know. I never used to mess with spam. I ain't even gonna front. I would eat bologna before I ate spam. I mess with a fried bologna sandwich quick. What? Fried bologna? Man, listen. Fried bologna. Yo, I eat fried bologna now. What y'all talking about? Who's that? That must be that looks like Jeffrey. Mango Tree? That's Jeffrey, I think. He said spam is the Hawaiian steak. Yes. Yes, that is a fact. Yep. Somebody over there told me that when I was there. They told me that. In Walmart. Because I saw it in the aisle when I was there and I was laughing. I was like, damn, spam, that brings me back. He was like, we love spam. I was like, what? They love spam there. Walker said, "Dad makes me want to scram." Oh snap! Walker, which one you were looking at? The last one, the 420 on the pound. Let me see what that was looking like real quick. Excuse me. Pull up the chart. Okay, I see why you're saying that. Euro actually looks pretty good right now, but we're gonna see if that does anything. I'm show you how to do things. Show you how to do things. He said one thing I'm sure there was not straight dogs around the spam factory. Shawty, you never had spam? My man. You're not missing much. I think I tasted it accidentally one time. Did I ever tell you about my aunt that used to have cabinets full of spam and Vienna sausage and corned beef hash? Yo, she used to have all of the cheap meats. Hold on, look at this euro real quick. See what this euro looking like. Oh, this euro might be looking good right here. Hold up now. Hold up. What you talking about, euro? Mm-hmm. Ooh-wee. That's permission right there on the euro. That's permission right there. See that? That quick. Oh, snap. Hold up. What the hell just happened to my... Yeah, that's permission right there. I'm going to show you how to do things. What time is it? 4:25? Yep, that's permission right there. Walker, how did the pound look just now? On the last one. I didn't get to see that one because I was watching this. Where we at? 425 euro. Up boom. Shawnee said pound might have some legs when it reopens at 6. We'll see. Ramon said 420 was trash. So 420 and 425 was trash from the pound. Corned beef and corn with white rice. Ugh. I never did none of that, man. I'm sorry. That's the only thing I can't relate to with y'all. I can't relate to Vienna sausage. I can't relate to corned beef hash. And I only know about Spam because of my aunt. Well, we wasn't really eating Spam like that. At least I wasn't. But like I said, some bologna, boy. Some fried bologna. Come on, man, don't play. You got fried until it curls. You got fried until it curls up. Like you put in the pan and it starts out flat. And as it heats up, it starts to get that little curve in it. Bologna, man. My bologna has a first name. It's OSCAR. What you know about that? And that euro was almost it right there too. It had a burst right there. Almost. But if you just look at the overall environment in the euro right now, you'll see how the environment is very nice. The behavior on that one is doing this, and it's mainly because of that burst. Okay, so no on the pound, 425. Got you. Walker said Vienna sauce is only good with hot sauce. Spam is all around tasty, but will close all your arteries from all the sodium. And them little fish in the small square containers kept me out of starvation. You talking about sardines? What's funny is I used to eat sardines with crackers. That's another po folk meal. Sure is. Sardines and crackers? Lord have mercy. Who used to eat olives out the jar? Remember eating olives out the jar with the little red thing in the middle? And you thought it was a tomato? That wasn't a tomato though. I think it was a pepper, if I'm not mistaken, right? It's a pepper. You couldn't tell me that wasn't a tomato though. Yep. Stacy said, all this pole food you talking about cannot be found on the shelf at the store. What you mean? They don't make it no more? They still make Vienna sausage. Matthew said, sardines are hood sushi. You ain't lying. Yup. I used to rock, I'm telling you, I used to rock with sardines, boy. Sardines with some saltines? Couldn't tell me nothing. Oh, because everybody buying it. Oh, wow. What? Man. So all right. So we're still a lot of OGs around then. It's still a lot of po folk OGs around. Sardines low-key tasty, look like they failed all health tests before being put on the shelves. But for $1.29, I'll take a chance. Yep. Yeah, sardines do smell horrible, but it's like you have to just settle. You got to settle into it. You got to accept your inner sardine. And then you be all right. Ramon said sardines and avocado on the sandwich. Is avocado guacamole? Is it the same thing? Avocado is just the fruit version of guacamole, right? Like before they mush it up. Is that the same thing? David said, I recommend grilled sardines, Portuguese style with potatoes. Really good. Sounds interesting. I could do anything with potatoes, I think. I like potatoes. Ramon, the thing I don't get is people buying up that disgusting Chef Boyardee. Hey, I used to rock with Chef Boyardee, man. What? I used to rock with the cheese ravioli. As said, make 1 can with 10 pounds of rice and everybody will think they ate meat. Now that's funny. Also, guacamole is made with avocado. It is. Okay. Yeah, I thought it was. Walker, eating sardines will make you immune to all pandemics. Hey. I'm just saying. People in the hood be living mad long. It's a lot of hood soldiers that's old. If you don't go to jail, you live a long ass time. For real. You be 60 something still rolling dice on the block. Right, so guac is mashed avocado. Okay. Walker said, what is Portuguese style? Soy sauce. I think who said that? David said that, I think, right? Yeah, David said Portuguese style. Yeah, David, what's Portuguese style? What you mean by that when you say that? You mean grilling the sardine? Or you talking about with the potatoes? Oh, there you go. He said put olive oil, garlic, and hot pepper on the fish first and then grill it. That sounds pretty good, man. Jay Carter getting at me about the avocado. The boss said that's because no one will come near you with that smell. Oh, snap. What's the best fish you ever tasted? Let me see what y'all say to that. The best fish you ever had, and it could be any type of fish, fried, grilled, steamed, sushi. What is the best fish you ever had? Let me see what y'all say to that. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one, Rich. Rich on that red snapper. Come on now. With the butter sauce? Jay Carly said flounder. Ramon, red snapper again. You're living that snapper life. I never had red snapper fried though. He said with tostones. Walker says scallops. My grandmother used to make delicious scallops. I don't mess with nobody else's scallops though. I don't like it no more because nobody makes it like how she used to make it. Matthew too, red snapper. Damn. So snapper gets the award, I see. Edward too, fried snapper. Rich said fresh from the sea, watch the diver dive for it and then cook it under the sand with a fire on top. Authentic as fuck. That sounds like some shit that you did on the island. Like when I forgot where it was, and I haven't been there. I do want to go though. It's a restaurant in the ocean. They do exactly what you're describing. They go get the fish or whatever you want in the ocean, bring it up, cook the shit, however they make it, and then they bring it to you, and you're on the water. Like everything is on the water, on the actual ocean. It's a whole restaurant. Yeah, that right there is an experience I definitely want to hit up. Lamar said haddock. Benzi's baked salmon. Salmon is nice. Jenna says grilled sea bass with the butter sauce. That was in Jamaica. Okay. Walker said he definitely giving the snapper a try. Ooh, Vito with the he went all the way left. He said swordfish. Damn. Vito's like, I'm well traveled, damn it. Yo, where you go to mess with a swordfish, man? Damn. Edward said I go to the spot in DR, they serve it with fried sweet potatoes. That already sound mad good. Ben said, yeah, live on the water, countryman style. I could dig it. Edwards, Los Primos and Mamon on the way to Puerto Plata. You're talking DR language now. J. Carr said, you're living that ocean life. We have catfish here. Fresh raw hamachi sushi. That must be Jeffrey. Yellowtail tuna. Wow. So Jeff, what type of sauce you eat with that? I have to try sushi just to try it. Even though I don't like the idea of it. I don't like the idea of raw. I don't like it. But I gotta try it just because I think you should try everything at least once, kind of like. Unless it's just something that you just can't do. But I want to mess with like a really good sushi though. So I need like a sushi chef. Like that type of sushi. The shit is mad expensive because it's mad good. I want to taste that kind of sushi. Not regular sushi. Overpriced sushi bar sushi. That's what I want to try. Because I have a better chance of it being delicious, I think. If you just pay, if it's just expensive. That like this is how I think in my head. Just don't mind me. This is my thought process. He says soy sauce, it melts in your mouth. So what you mean it melts in your mouth though? Wait, so hold up. It's raw tuna fish, but you're saying it's tender. But how can it be tender if it's raw? That's what I'm confused about. Like explain the raw aspect of it to me. If it's raw, is it raw or like is it steamed? Has any heat been applied to it? Yeah, see that well yeah, and that's the tricky part right there, Ramon. Because it could be overpriced and be trash. You're right. You are right about that. He said raw, no heat. Damn, man, that's hard for me to accept, man. He said even if it's raw, it does not smell fishy. It just melts in your mouth. Edward is saying the same thing. Jeff is saying the same thing. Rich, you know about that? The sushi? Let me see if Rich likes sushi too. Rich, you like sushi? Adele, you like sushi? Rich said no. Uh-oh. See now, so I want to know why not now. Because it might be the same thought process I have. Like, I'm not eating nothing raw. And like, I don't know. It's just like a mental thing in my head. Yeah, Ramon said never have raw tuna. I'm in your team, Mark. Benzie said there are parts of the fresh fish that have cut well. It's about the cut. Makes it thin to a point it's like thin melts. Ooh, eat. So now look what Vito said. Vito was Mr. Swordfish. He said I can't do raw. Wow. So now I don't know about the sushi. Like I kind of want to try it, but dang, I'm like a hard nut to crack with the sushi, with the raw. That's gonna be a rough one. But I am willing to try at least once, like a little piece. Yeah, I just glanced at them just now, Walker. I'm looking at this. Dang, the euro's still doing the same thing it was doing a minute ago. It's like the environment is there, but it's doing them bursts going into the binary, so it needs to stop doing that. But I am seeing overall that things have definitely slowed down. So it looks like it's setting up to go into the next session, with some good environment. I've tried scallops. I used to eat scallops. My grandmother used to make scallops, but see, it's like I'm so spoiled by my grandmother's cooking. When I tried scallops again, like somewhere in a restaurant, I was like, no, hell no. So Genesis said it should never smell the fish when you eating sushi. I mean, I like that idea. Because that's how, like, when you go into a restaurant that serves fish, it don't smell fishy in there. It shouldn't smell fishy, you're right. Ed is funny. He said the acid will cook it a bit. Oh man. So Rich said he tried oysters, but not a fan. See, oysters and all that, nah. I can't do none of that. Oysters, clams, mussels, no. I'm not doing it. That right there, I definitely can't do. Benji, fresh fish, diced and lemon, the acid kind of cooks it, and bam, your sushi seasoned is ready. Yeah, no, I'm not trying oysters. Hell no. Matthew said, all sushi isn't raw. Anytime I have it, I just have them point out the stuff that isn't raw. Yeah, don't they do they do like these rolls? It's like rice kind of rolls or something. And it has like little pieces of meat in it. I've seen that type of sushi. So that's what you're talking about, the sushi that's not raw? J. Card says she loved the sushi that's cooked. The California roll, okay. Now, I tried a California roll and I spit it out. And that's what had me upset, because I was like, wait, this is nasty. So I don't know if it just was nasty there, or if the ingredients of what it was is just nasty. That like that's the issue I'm having. Cause that's the other one. The tempura. Is that what it's called? Tempura, right? Flash fried. This seaweed in a Cali roll? Oh, no wonder I spit that shit out. Alright, I'm done. Seaweed already don't sound good to me. So y'all gonna make me just mess with an egg roll and keep it moving. Y'all have me messing with spring rolls. I ain't messing with y'all. July said, I like the Philly rolls better. Matthew said he bet on the spot that I got it from. Could have been. Because what's funny is I didn't like nothing there. I didn't even like their rice. Their rice got on my nerves. I'm like, how do you mess up rice? It was a hibachi spot too. It was like a popular hibachi spot. I'm like, why is this so popular if it's nasty? Tempura shrimp rolls. Okay. So I would imagine that the shrimp is cooked though. And the tempura rolls, right? Like it's like, I don't know, it may be psychological for me. I need some fire on the meat. I got to see some flame broil. Genesis said they just can't cook. Okay, yeah, the spot, yeah, all right. So I charge it to that then. Soft shell crab sushi rolls are delicious and fried. I'm willing to try that. And I'm not a crab, like I don't eat crab, but I'm willing to try it. Anything that got crab in it, it seemed like it would kind of be good if it's made right. Your mind was a no before you got there. Anything would have been rejected. But you know what? I want to say yes to that, but I'm going to say the first thing I tried was the rice. So, look, if you go to a spot and the rice is not good, what's your impression of everything else going to be? Right? It's like, because how do you mess the rice up? The rice was the first thing I had. I was like, let me not try nothing until I taste the rice first. Because I'm like, you can't mess up rice. Tasted the rice was messed up. I was like, yo, nah, bro. Your rice is messed up. So yeah, so immediately after I tasted that California roll, I spit it out. That shit had no flavor. So this when I say the rice was nasty, this is what I mean. The rice had absolutely no flavor. And it was not, the texture of the rice was not right. It was like almost kind of crunchy. Rice should not be almost crunchy or crunchy, right? Rice should be supple, flaky, soft texture, not mushy, but soft, edible. It was semi-hard rice. It was semi-hard, moist rice. It wasn't dry. No, look, this how he made the rice. It was a hibachi. So the dude is there, but the dude that be tossing shit in your mouth. You know what I'm talking about when you go to hibachi, the whole experience. So he takes the rice, he put the egg on it. You know how they do. They put the egg on it, and then they put the flame on it, and it's a big show. So I realized, I'm like, oh, you're selling the show in here because this food is trash. So everybody's here for the show. So he's doing all this preparation for the rice. Then he makes the rice. Then he gives me some of the rice. I taste the rice. I'm like, oh, hell no. And then I looked at Lulu. Lulu tasted the rice. She was like, oh, hell no. And I was like, nah, I don't want nothing else. Just like that. I was like, no. Because I can't trust nothing now that your rice is nasty. You just made the rice on the grill. How do you mess it up? It's semi-crunchy and there's no flavor to it. Nah, man, that shit was whack. Right. Come on. Use a rice cooker. shit. Right, right. Look at what Vito said. If they mess up the rice, you know I ain't trying nothing else. You messed up the damn rice. Come on, man. Pre-prepped rice? Yeah, they couldn't get it right. He said the flavor was probably due to the quality of the rice. I'm like, well, you should have used Uncle Ben's rice. What the hell? What kind of rice you're using? Yeah, my bad. What had happened was. Jasmine rice is good. We just had jasmine rice last week. Twice. See, and that's what I don't like too. The potential for that. Ramon said the hibachi places, they don't cook the meat right, and that's an instant stomach flu. Nah, I ain't messing with that. Then you got my stomach jammed up. Now I can't eat nothing. And hugging the toilet bowl. Yeah, I know what you meant. You get that stomach virus. That's a 2-day bubble gut experience. No, sir. Yeah. Biz said they only rush if it's a busy day or a large crowd. Don't forget that they work on tips. It was a lot of us because it was after a wedding. So we had a reservation, they had plenty of time. They had two chefs. And I even gave them a chance. I was like, all right, let me taste your rice. Like, on the other side of the table, I was like, let me see how their rice tastes. Maybe their rice tastes better than ours. Maybe he's just corny. I taste their rice tastes exactly the same way as our rice. I'm like, why are we still here? I was like, I don't want nothing else. Like, give me a soda. That's it. Matter of fact, give me a drink. I take a drink. Right, same batch. But the thing about it is that this is a place that they go to. And this is another reason too why I realized everybody don't know what good food tastes like, because they was ranting and raving about this spot. They was like, oh yeah, this spot is good and blah, blah, blah. I was like, all right, well, we'll try it. We'll see. Because we've been to hibachi before, and the hibachi we go to is official. When we go to hibachi, that shit is official. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. The food there is good. We go to hibachi, it'd be right. This hibachi was trash. And they was ranting and raving about it. Like, they kept talking about it. I'm like, would y'all shut up already? I'm like, we gonna try it when we get there. Then I tried it. I was like, this is trash. Y'all don't know what good food tastes like. Y'all must not. If y'all think this is good, I'm like, y'all come to our spot, y'all have a heart attack then. Because our spot is real good. This right here is trash. Yeah, ratings are subjective. Definitely. Yep. Yeah, warm sake. It is good. And it will light you up quickly. I don't really do the hibachi stuff because I never have really good experiences. But most of the time, a really official sushi spot just do sushi. Right, without all the extra stuff. Got you. Oh, is that what it is, Adele? Hibachi don't have seasoning? Is that why it was so bland? But I can't say that because not our spot. Our spot has seasoning. Like, our spot has garlic rice, miso sauce, sweet soy sauce, like shit like that. Their white sauce is their seasoning. I'm not messing with none of them spots like that. Nah, I ain't messing with that. Yep, I ain't messing with none of that. That's MSG and all sources. Facts. Oh, that's what it's called. Thank you, J. Carly. Pimento in the olives. That's the pepper, right? Pimento. To me, it was tomato. When I was a kid, you couldn't tell me that was a tomato in that shit. You could not tell me that wasn't tomato. Potato. Nah, it wasn't Benihana. Nah, I wouldn't even do that to Benihana. I've been there before. It wasn't that bad. It was way worse. Benihana wasn't that bad, is what I mean. Damn, I wish I could get the name of it because I would warn everybody and tell them don't go there. It's in Westchester too. It's in one of them little towns in Westchester, like that's near Mamaroneck and White Plains. Was it Fishkill? I want to say Fishkill, but I'm probably totally wrong. Yeah, you get lit with that little bottle of sake. I wonder why they call it sake. They probably feel like, yeah, because you get socked. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, it's sake to you. Exactly. Yep. So that's an appropriate name. Bo said, because you end up saying at the end of the night, sake. Oh man. There's a drink that I've had. It was very good. Well, there's actually a couple of drinks that I like. When we go to the hibachi spot, one of it is called it's called geisha. You know, like the geisha girls. So they got a drink named that. That's delicious. They got another one that's called the Japanese Tower, something like that, and it has sake, and I think it has mint leaves, and it has two other liquors in it, and it has pineapple juice, and I think it has a little bit of peach. Yo, that shit is delicious. That's delicious. Kobe Hibachi, no, that wasn't the name of it either. I was so mad at the place. I was like, yo, I don't even want to know what it's called. Like, I would know it if I see it. Like, if I drove by it, I would know by looking at it. But it's like I purposely didn't remember the name because I wanted to forget the experience. That shit was whack. It just was bad. Like, just bad experience. Like, and then I was more upset that they was all hyped about it. I'm like, why are y'all excited about this? This shit is whack. Yeah, it was just totally erased from my mental space. I'm like, this don't even deserve my mental real estate. This was family. Well, see, the thing about it is that this is where they wanted to go. It was after a wedding, and you know how they be together all day after the wedding, and then everybody try and figure out where they want to go, and oh, we should go over here, over there, blah blah blah. So it was like it was up in the air where they wanted to go to eat, and then at first everybody wasn't going. Then, oh, now everybody wants to go. Oh, yeah, we can go because we don't got nothing else to do right now. And we don't got to do nothing until later. So it was that type of thing. It was like kind of spur of the moment. So, one, this is a place you got to make a reservation at. So by the time they decided that they wanted to go, they had to make the reservation. We had to wait like 2 hours. I already was mad at that. I'm like, come on, see, nah, I'm not with that. I like to know in advance where I'm going and what time the reservation is for. They made the reservation. When they initially made the reservation, it was for X amount of people, and then people kept coming because everybody was deciding, oh, yeah, we can go because we don't have nothing else to do. So now you want to add another 8 people. So now a party of 12 turns into a party of 20. So that already threw everything off. It just was already off. So we going along because the ones who got married, that's our people. So we gotta go now. Like now we committed. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, man, I sure could use a Whopper right about now. Yeah, and it delays the seating even more. Yes. So all of that going on, I'm just like, oh, like this is turning into all night now. What you think it was going to be like 3 hours is turning into 7 hours. So you know how that go. Then it's your people, so now they expecting you to be there and all of that. So, but the experience and the fellowship was awesome. The food was trash. I was like, damn. I'm like, it's a good thing I like y'all. Shit. Somewhere it's garbage when you trying to think of where you're going to go to eat after you leave. You at a restaurant trying to figure out where you're going to go when you leave. That's how you know the food is trash. But I did discover a few places that ended up being awesome, like recently. Some really good restaurants. Yeah, that's the only, see, it wasn't in the city though. This was in Westchester. So like this is in kind of like the suburbs. So there was none of that. So we had to leave there and go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I wish it was in the city. It wasn't though. Yeah, so I was hurt. Like now I'm triple hurt because I'm like, damn, we ain't in the city. We gotta drive to get somewhere. And the food is trash here. And you done ate up my time too, because now we was expecting to just hang out for like a few hours. This shit that ended up being 8 hours. Come on, man. Just messed up my whole appetite. Jay Carey said, don't let anyone hype something up. It's always trash. I've come to find that that's very true. Ramon said that was a bad day. Shit. Then they must always be having a bad day. Yeah, but it was a bad day for me. I'm trying to think of what did we even end up eating after that? Where did we go after that? What's funny is, you know what? I think I got a slice of pizza after that. That's what's funny, is I actually ended up getting a slice of pizza. That is hilarious. That's funny because you mentioned pizza. Yep, I had to drive for my slice. Wow. Sometimes the best places come from you just finding out yourself. That's how I always move. I always do that. Sometimes I even got to do that without Lulu. Like I can't bring her with me because she'll be like, why are you picking that one? And I got to go through all of that. I'm like, don't interfere with my, come on, you messing with my chakra. Like, just leave me alone with my food chakras. You throwing me off. Let me focus on my vibe. Because sometimes I'm just compelled to go into a place just from the ambiance. Like, I kid you not, some of the best places I found to eat, I literally just walked in and just stood there. And I was like, I just looked around and I just absorbed the energy. And if the energy felt right, I would try the food. Food chakras. Y'all know where that shit be coming from. This shit just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, but check it out though. Anytime I do that, anytime like I find a spot, I'm always on point though. Like anytime I bring whoever with me the next time when we go, they'd be loving whatever it is. I did that with tacos. I found a taco spot. I found a hibachi spot. I found 2 Italian restaurants that way. What else did I find? There's another place that I found where the food is on point. Or a place that has shrimp. Cause we really like shrimp. We like shrimp how crab lovers like crab. That's how much we like shrimp. So I found a spot where the shrimp is delicious. So at least 5 places. And anytime we bring someone else with us, they start loving the place. Oh, and I found a Thai spot. So that's like 6. So about 6 different restaurants I ended up finding on my own. And they all on point. Yep. J. Carr said the best tacos she ever had was from the truck in the hood. Come on now. Yep. Ramon said people that have been raised with grandmas and moms that knew how to cook are always picking up the best food spots. Power to the people. That is the truth. I think that's what it is. That is a fact. That's my next mission. I gotta find a dope West Indian spot. I gotta find one. Like one that just like blows me away with all of the dishes. They gotta have the right jerk. They gotta have the stewed chicken. All of it. Like it gotta be right. I need the bun and cheese to be right. I need, well, I don't really mess with some of the foods that they be having, but definitely the jerk chicken, stewed chicken, rice and pea. I need that. The baked chicken, the fish, all of that has to be right at the same spot. Yeah, it's all possible here because there's so many different places. But that is like with there being so many different places to go, that's what makes it kind of hard because you gotta go somewhere and spend $40, $50 to find out if it's good. Because you gotta try different things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know, right? Rich said new folks think this the food channel. Right? They're like, yeah, what is this? Oh, is he going to give a recommendation? How many stars is that restaurant? Vito said, like you said before, because you know good food, a lot of people don't know good food. That's true. That is true. Got to find a good barbecue spot. I did know of one, but it closed. They moved. They actually moved out of New York. Like they straight left. I know, right, Ramon? I know, man. Shit, we gonna celebrate crazy when we go back out. I'm like, listen, we going to my spots. We gonna just drive around and go where I wanna go. Shit. I don't wanna hear nothing. I'm gonna be like, money is no object tonight. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. When you find a good spot, yep, yep, that $50 a plate ain't shit. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much it costs. We had went out one time and I got the bill. It was me, Lulu, my cousin Treese. Well, actually that's her cousin. Um, and I think it was one other person, and we was on a rooftop. Official. Official. Bill was like 350. I didn't even show them the bill. I was like, just get what you want. Everybody enjoyed the food. Everybody enjoyed their drinks. Everybody enjoyed the vibe. It was official. That's how I like to enjoy myself. Because you know when you go there, the food is going to be good and the environment and the vibration and everything is right and you just have a nice time. And when you do that, you really can't put a dollar amount on that. Just enjoy yourself. That's it. So that's what, I like to rock like that. Wearing sweats for a day of eating. Yup. Ramon said 350 is cheap for New York City. For four people, for drinks and for appetizers? It was appetizers. We didn't even have a main course really. Yeah, it was all appetizers. That's about right. Yeah, that was about right. I think if we would have went to the spot that I wanted to go to, but we didn't have time to do, it probably would have been more like 5. Yeah, it depends on the place. And that rooftop was official. That rooftop was nice. I'm trying to think who was there. There was a celebrity there that night. Oh, they were doing a video. They were shooting a video on the outside of the rooftop where the couches were. Who the hell was that? They was like interviewing him. Damn, why I can't remember. Oh, Michael Ealy. Y'all know who that is? Pretty Ricky from well, for those of you that saw the movie Barbershop. Pretty Ricky from Barbershop. He also played in that movie where he was like a stalker and he was chasing a woman. I forgot what the name of it was. Damn, it was like a thriller. This dude was under the bed. He was under her bed. But you know what I'm talking about. For those who know him, he was there. And they was filming like some type of, it was they were interviewing him and just doing a bunch of stuff on the rooftop. So he was there that night. So needless to say, it was mad women there. And I'm there with sand at the beach. Back in the day though, in my younger days, I'm like, damn. Cheers. Yes, the light-skinned brother. He brought light-skinned back. What? Pretty Ricky brought it back. He's like, all right, we lost Prince. I'm gonna hold this down. Yeah, he said what's up to me too. He said what's up. He came over. He's like, yeah, I see you doing your thing over here. You don't need my help. I was like, nah, this is the fam right here. We chilling. Yeah, and he was in the cook. Yeah, he was. Yep, he sure was. Yes, he was. He surely was. Yep. Yeah, that was a nice experience. That was a good night, and it was in the summer too. Oof. That summer breeze on the rooftop in the city, man. And you got good drinks, and them drinks was good too that they were serving. Like them shits need to be good. They $20. Was it Think Like a Man? Yes. Think Like a Man. He was one of the characters in that. Yes. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. I think a glass of wine, depending on the wine that you wanted, a glass of wine is like $40 at that place for one glass, depending on what vintage you want. Yeah, Lulu's lit. Lulu got lit that night. She was done. I was like, damn, it's bringing me back 20 years. Yeah, man. So, oh, yes. There you go. Yep. You know it. Yeah, they be kicking off with drinks in the city. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna just say that, Ramon. Yeah, yeah, just to keep it safe. That way she can't say she can't give me the what? She can't give me that. She can't watch the replay and give me the what? Ooh, at the all inclusive? Oh man. 2 years ago. Nice. Oh, Shahar, you catching up? She said, I know nothing about the 1200, haven't been following the news, needed a break. Yeah, they finally I guess released whatever the numbers are to break it down for the way that the stimulus is supposed to be paid out or whatever. But I mean that shit is corny anyway. Oh yeah, how old was your son at the time? Your son saw mommy lit up? Oh boy. Man, oh man. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, excuse me. He was 7 or 8 at the time. He knew what was happening and he couldn't stop laughing. Wow. Yeah, Trump was talking about that today. Yeah, he but Trump about that money. He like, listen, everybody out of work for a month? No. No, but I know what you're talking about. He was talking about that today. Oh, she gets giddy when she lit up, huh? Some people get giddy. Some people like start talking a lot, right? You know when somebody lit, when they normally kind of like to themselves and like an introvert, and out of nowhere they just start talking about everything. You be just looking at them like, mm-hmm. Like that liquor's kicking in, ain't it? Yep. Yeah, there you go. Rich said he wants his business open. Yep. Gonna be a whole lot of people seeing their significant other get lit. Cabin fever and the kids set to 20 with no off button. Right. Oh yeah, drinks getting poured somewhere. You know that. Yep. Yes. Tell their whole life story in a minute. Like you asked them about it. Mind you ain't asked them nothing. You ever be out and like you in an environment where there's drinking or whatever going on, and then somebody randomly just walks up to you and does that? Just randomly, they just pick you. They decide to pick you to be the one to start telling everything in their life to. And like that happens to me all the time. It happens to me way too often. I'm like, do I got a bullseye in my head that says, "Come talk to me and tell me your life story because you drunk"? I'd be like, I must have got a sign on my head, on my forehead. Ramon said, my sister's boyfriend would start talking, trying to fight anyone that looked at him funny. Oh, I can't stand that. Yeah. It'd be the courage juice. Yep. That liquid kryptonite be letting you know everything. Yep. Sleepy drunks are funny. You're right about that. So are people who get drunk and then find they're funny. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Like what happens with alcohol, because I think that alcohol removes inhibitions, right? So I think that the person's personality comes out without restriction. So if somebody is naturally introverted, I think when they drink, the reason that they be talking a lot is because low key they want to talk a lot, but they choose not to. That is like they choose to be an introvert. But I think that what they actually want to do is talk all the time, but they choose not to do that. And that's why when they loosen up, they now, have an opportunity to do it because they don't have the inhibition anymore. It's like the liquor removes that wall, and now you can't shut them up. He said, Nas, that I talked to a black guy today. It could be that too. It could be that. Rich said it's worse when they pick a fight but can't fight. Ooh, I seen that before. I seen that before. I seen the dude run up on another dude and push him and get rocked to sleep. Like, oh shit, you didn't see that coming, huh? Like you thought you was tough. Henny don't make you tough, man. You better relax. Go sit down somewhere. Shahara said, I've seen too many of those fights. The secondhand embarrassment is real. It is. Yep. Yeah, I'm fortunate that I was never with nobody that got rocked like that, because that is embarrassing. Because now you got to pick them up off the ground. You got to, like, damn, man. Come on, man. Let's go. You taking your ass home. I don't want to have to deal with all that. Yeah, you got to be careful who you drink around. You got to be careful who drinks around you, I should say. You got to be careful. Yeah, you can't bring them nowhere. Yep. Yeah, the filters come straight off. Yep. Sure does. That That's funny. Shahara said, I've seen a drink make an introverted man charismatic. Mm. And shy men bold. Yep. Yep. JP, that's why I drink in the backyard at the house. JP like, yo, I got self-awareness, damn it. Shit. I ain't gonna play myself. There you go, JP. That's right. That's right. Shahara says she enjoyed her whiskey in the house too. Oh, you and the dog? You ever give your dog a drink? And I'm joking, but you never know. Somebody probably did it before. You ever give your dog a little swig? I wonder what a drunk dog would look like. Like, I wonder what they would be doing. Oh, the dog is old? Okay. He's like, nah, I don't want to kill my dog. Oh, man. Yeah, the point is not to get too lit. Right. Jan, that's totally random. Totally random. I can't wait till Jay Carly catches up and joins the chat. Yeah, she was here. I think she had to step away for a second. Like video of spiders on drugs making webs. Oh, wow. Really? I never saw that. They drugged the spiders? That sounds crazy already. Wow. Oh, Jan, that was a real question. Okay, my bad. I just read it briefly. I didn't realize that was an actual question. If you don't pay your credit cards and they sell off debt, can the new company force you to pay and send bailiffs to take assets? No. No. With unsecured credit card debt, they can't take anything. Can they force you into bankruptcy? No. They can't force you to do anything. Yeah, they cannot force you to do anything. Will your credit be messed up? Yes. Will it remain on your credit report? Yes. Will that affect other stuff that you try to do? Absolutely. So if you don't care nothing about your credit score and care anything about doing anything with your credit, then who cares? Don't pay them. But if you do care, then I would suggest that you call them directly and make some type of payment arrangement with whoever owns the debt, whether it's the original creditor or somebody else that they sold it to. When the initial account holder charges off the account, you don't have to pay the collected shit. Correct. Excuse me. Even before that, the initial account holder can sue you. They can take you to court. But that's just a whole process that a lot of times they avoid doing. They rather sell it off and They're either going to sell it off or they'll write it off. Sometimes they'll write it off and you'll get a statement that actually reflects as a tax document that you have to put on your tax return. That you're supposed to technically take that tax document and put that on your tax return, and it reflects on your tax return as income. They do that also. But you see, these programs, they send the bailiffs and demand money and put on more charges and hound you. Well, yeah, that's the price that you pay. The price that you pay is that you're going to be harassed. They're going to call you. They're going to send letters. They're going to do all of that. Right. It's a 1099 miscellaneous. Correct. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So that's the new get around, the new workaround that they'll do. They'll send you a 1099 miscellaneous that you're supposed to put on your tax return because they wrote off the debt. So now that debt is included in your income and you got to pay taxes on it. Yep. And technically, you're supposed to include it. Do people still not include it? Absolutely. People still don't give a shit and don't put it on there anyway. So, I mean, it's a lot of ways to deal with unsecured debt. It's not too many ways to deal with debt that's attached to something else because they just take whatever the property is back. You know what I'm saying? They take it back. Oh. Genesis said, technically, you didn't sign an agreement with that new entity. Correct. Adele said that those are scams. Yep. With the bailiffs and all that. That's definitely scams. Yeah, so actually, what Adele is saying might be more along the lines of what you described, Jan. Some of them are scam artists that are calling you that ain't got nothing to do with anything. Rich said, if you care about your credit and need it repaired, holler at your boy. And it does cost them to chase you. Yes, it does. Shahara said, don't pay a collector without a written agreement stating that they will remove the mark from your credit reports after repayment. Bingo. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. You better get something in writing if you negotiate with a debt collector. Yep. Ramon, the IRS includes it for them if they forget. Yeah, you're right. And what could happen is they will force you to do an amendment to your return if it catches up. It depends on how busy the IRS is too. If they real busy, it probably won't happen, but they can be like, yo, you didn't file this on your tax report from 4 years ago. This right here. Because they get that form that was sent to you. They get it sent to them electronically. Right, Ramon? Jan, I have unsecured debt, but I thought that they can take anything because it is a debt. No, they can't take anything. Shahara, Genesis is correct. The collector doesn't have your wet signature for your account. They're hassling you to pay. Correct. And another thing too, once it starts going into debt collection, after whatever the time period is, depending on your state, it varies. It's anywhere from 7 to 10 years. After 7 to 10 years, it's automatically taken off your credit report. Just for the record. Like you let time go by and then you pull your credit report, it won't be on there. Although they still will be calling you, potentially, or sending letters. Or it might be with a new debt collector. Still trying to collect the same debt, but it's not on your credit report anymore. So that can happen also. Adele, 9 out of 10, they'll try to serve you, but they will be sneaky and either send it in the mail or leave it on your door. If they do, tell them that they need to serve you while you are home. Okay. Ramon, that is a form you can fill out to get rid of that 1099 miscellaneous debt discharge. Okay. Shahara says she's been researching credit for a minute. Shahara, stop all that with the calling and harassment with the simple letter. Shahara, yes, a certified letter with the medallion seal. Ramon, if you can show that you debt or that your debt liabilities were more than your assets at that time and you couldn't pay that debt, you can be free from paying that additional tax that they would charge you otherwise. Okay. So, I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios, Jan, that go on. Another scenario is you don't do anything. If you, unless you care about your credit right now, don't do nothing. That works too because, like I said, eventually, as time goes by, it gets removed from your credit report. The worst thing you could do is file bankruptcy. Don't let anybody force you into doing that because that's more detrimental than not doing anything. If you're better off doing nothing and just letting time go by. Like I'm just saying, because your credit can always be rebuilt, repaired. All of the things that everyone's mentioning about all the different ways that you can go about doing it, all of this is applicable. All of this is valid. You can go about doing it a number of different ways. So it depends on what you're really trying to do and how valuable is credit really to you right now. Or are you using it for something in the future? Like if you plan on buying a house in the near future, then you need to get your credit straightened out. You got to get your shit together because you need the time to reflect good credit in order for your credit to work on your behalf when you go to buy a house. You understand what I'm saying? So it depends. Rich said, don't go down that rabbit hole. Rich, what you talking about specifically? The bankruptcy or which one? Bankruptcy. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Definitely. It's not worth it. People get scared into doing that and they mess things up big time. Ramon said IRS form 982. Look it up. And then another route is whoever you owe money to, call them up and make agreements for whatever you can afford. They can't force you to pay what they want you to pay. You can call them and be like, yo, I'll give you $20 a month. Call them up, tell them you give them $20 a month until you can do more than that. What they're going to say, nah. They'll say no maybe at first. But if you keep telling them that that's all you can afford right now, then it is what it is. And then if you go that route, it'll give you time to kind of maneuver, and they're not going to be calling you and harassing you because you made an agreement with them. So you stop them from calling you. At the same time, you're paying off the debt. And at the same time, you're giving yourself time to work on other elements of your credit. You know what I mean? So there's a number of different ways you can go about doing it. Jan, if I have had missed payments, but up to date, my credit would already be bad. So if it takes 7 years and now to work thinking of what to do. Well, what I'm mentioning now is it might be a more viable option. Right. The only exception is that if the debt is more than 7 years old. Correct. Correct. Yep. But again, it would have to be a debt that you made no payment on for that amount of time. If you made, they're going by the last date of the payment, of the last payment that you made. That's the date that they're measuring from. So that's why you have to be careful how you go about doing it. You gotta plan it out, like, you know what I mean? Genesis said it could work in your favor with the 1099 because they can't prove the debt is owed to the new company. Easily disputed with the big three credit reporting agencies. Get the debt taken off. You can do that too. Yeah, bottom line, that's what I'm saying. That there's no need to stress out about it. You just have to figure out how you want to do it. Jan said, what do you mean if the debt is over 7 years old? Because if it's over 7 years old, it won't be on the report. After 7 years, and I believe that that's the case for most states. In most states, it's 7. Some states, it's less than that. But after 7 years, a debt is removed from your report. It ain't even on there. When you pull your credit report, it's not even on there anymore. So if it ain't on there, don't worry about it. Like, it's not being reflected as part of your credit now. Only deal with what's on your credit report right now. If you got old ass debts, deal with it later. Don't even worry about it now. And that's if you want to deal with it later. Because they're gonna continuously be sending letters from whoever the new owner of the debt is. They're gonna send you new letters for the same old debt. But again, after time goes by, it ain't on your report no more. So who cares? So you should stop paying for. When's the last time that you paid on the debt that you're talking about? And how many debts are you talking about? Right. Rich said if you pay in bits, you'll keep it current. Right. Again, it depends on what your plan. You have to create a plan for yourself. Right. Genesis said, look at the statute of limitation for your particular state. Exactly. To know what the exact number is. The exact amount of years. Jan said about 10 debts and all up to date. Oh, so you already, all right, so you're not in trouble. If you keeping them all up to date, I'm not sure what the question is then. Yeah, I'm thinking you talking about debt like that you ain't paid since 2000. Something like that. But you're saying that they all up to date, then I would say keep doing what you're doing. Oh, I see what you're saying. You can't afford to continue to make the payments, is what you're saying. So call them. Call them up individually and tell them, I'm going to have to pause the payments. I would call all of them and just be like, I need to pause everything right now because I don't know what's going on with the coronavirus. And I guarantee you that you're not the only person that is going to call them and say that. There's going to be a bunch of people that will call up whoever they owe money to or whatever payments that they making, and they'll let them know, I can't rock with y'all right now. Yeah, just call them. Just talk to them. Yes, don't stress yourself. Yep. Yeah, it's just a matter of making arrangements. Exactly. Yep. Definitely call them, explain your hardship. Had to do that after layoff 5 years ago. See? Yeah, communicate. Very good. See how we just helped Jan? You see that? Come on, Jan. You be all right. Nah, but that's good stuff, though. TA got answers for everything. That's yo, TA is the answer. That should be a commercial. Be like, TA is the answer. Come on, man. Vito said, if it's due to the virus thing, a lot of people will get a pass until things get back to normal. Yep. And people get back to work. Yep. Paley said, I have student loan debt. Help me next. And there you go. Adele got you on the spot. Jenna says, some companies have hardship insurance provisions tied to your car notes and credit cards. Ask them about it. Yeah, that's true. That is, yeah, some of them are built into when you first got your car loan. Yes, that is true. And some credit cards do it automatically too. Yeah, I remember they used to give you the option. There was like a little small premium that you could add that had the insurance, but you had to pay for it. Now some of them come with it. So Genesis is right. Definitely check and see. Yep, they will work with you. Absolutely. Good stuff, man. You're smart as hell in here. Damn. Y'all are bright as hell. All right, y'all. So another awesome live stream. It's always a pleasure. Morally, though, would you pay off or think about other priorities? I would think about other priorities first, but when I'm in position, I would pay it off. Because your karma, you want your karma to be right. When you in position, you can pay it off when you get in position. But don't stress it out. Like, don't stress out about it for right now. Don't stress it. Yeah, folks definitely been living in here. Jenna says, for the traders, look to the book of Mark, chapter 301 for everything else. No doubt. Yep. Jan said, yeah, I want my karma good. See, we're going to steer you in the right direction. Rich said, know when to fold them. Come on, Kenny. Yeah, it's not gonna mess with your karma because intent. If you know that when you in position you gonna pay it, then you good to go. Now you on the priority is to get in position. That priority takes precedence over being stressed now about what you owe, right? So it makes sense. Yep, good to go. All right, y'all. Let me get up out of here. So I will check y'all out on training shortly. Hopefully we don't have no issues with free conference call tonight. We had one issue yesterday, but they did email me today and they said that they were kind of back to normal. So we didn't have another issue after the mishap yesterday. So we'll see what goes on. All right, but everybody else, hasta mañana. Y'all be easy out there. Be safe out here. All right. Peace, y'all.